Hey everybody, and welcome back to Life with Lolo. It is time for our weekly recap of Love After Lockup or Life After Lockup. This is season 3, episode 49, and it was titled Devil on the Shoulder. Alright, y'all, real quick before I jump into this recap review, if you are not already subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell. And if you end up liking this recap review, go ahead and hit me with that thumbs up button along with the share button. All right, y'all. So who we starting with today? Let's start with John and Christiana, because they, like, a lot of them really ain't had too much going on. It was like little sneak peeks or whatever, but we'll start with John and Christiana. So they looking at venues for their wedding, which is about to be in a week. Here he goes telling the lady, oh, well, we definitely can't have no alcohol in here because she on parole. I said, why the lady need to know all that? All you had to do is say, well, we can't have alcohol in here. Can we bring in our non-alcohol? Like, you ain't had to put Christiana business all out on the street. Maybe the lady ain't need to know all that. I just don't understand why they just feel the need to tell about the person on parole or their mate in jail. Like, no one asked. But anyway, she like, baby, I'm gonna go out to smoke. So she go out and she make a phone call to Tara because she worried about her sister and she worried that she back on that stuff. So he going to pay the lady $1,000 deposit. He like, all right, we're gonna put $500 on this card. Let's put $300 on this one, and let's do $200 on this one. I said not the multiple cards, but she like, I'll be back, and whatever. So Christiana tried to call Tara, but it went straight to voicemail. So she came back in and told John, like, look, I tried to call my sister because I want her at the wedding and stuff. And he like, well, I don't feel like that's a good idea because what if she back on that stuff and then she can mess up the wedding, yada, yada, yada. So he just tells us that he feels as though Tara needs to keep her distance and needs to stay away. We see Christiana and her mama at the bridal shop. She get her final fitting for her dress, and Tara was supposed to come because Christiana did finally get in touch with Tara because Tara ended up texting her or something. And Christiana asked her to be her matron of honor because, they were best friends and whatnot. I kept trying to figure out why. All right, there we go. My bad, y'all. So they were best friends and stuff. So she wanted her to be her matron of honor. So she was supposed to come to the fit-in. Well, Christiana ain't come to the fit-in or whatever. And the mama like, well, I'm going to call her up while, Christiana getting dressed. Child, she get on that phone talking about some Tara, this is Mama Bear. And I want you to come on. You supposed to be at this fitting. Why aren't you at this fitting? And answer this phone. Put the crack pipe down and answer the phone. I said, damn, mama, I put the crack pipe down. She like, the mama like, I want my daughters to be away from that devil, like the drugs and stuff. She like, on one shoulder we got God, and on the other shoulder we got the devil. And who's stronger? The devil with the pipe. So she like, well, I'ma send somebody to the house, bang, 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 on that house, get you out of there. I said, oh my God. So I wouldn't answer the phone either. After hearing that voicemail. But anyway, Christiana come out, she all sparkly and stuff, and looking like a little bling jewel or something. And she real happy and stuff, and her mama real happy for her wherever. So we see Christiana saying, like, Tara broke her word, and your word is your bond, and yada, yada, yada. But while Christiana talking, we see John riding down the road. So I'm like, well, where he going? Next day we see he stopped and he was meeting up with somebody, and he was like, what's up? I said, was he meeting with Tara? I wonder if he was meeting with Tara. But why would he be meeting with Tara if Tara's supposed to be at this wedding? And what you gotta talk to John about? So I don't know. That's how they set it up, but I don't know if it was Tara or not because we never did see who he met up with. But we'll see, I guess, next week or the week after next. But anyway, that was pretty much it for John and Christiana. Let's talk about Puppy and Amber. Child, they just need some money, so that's why they're here. So they're meeting up for breakfast. Amber ended up calling Puppy. Puppy ended up calling Amber and apologizing to Amber for the way she had acted at the door and stuff like that. She was just like, it just threw me off because you was popping up on me and I wasn't really expecting you or whatever. And so Puppy was telling us how she known Amber for about 5 years, but in jail it's more like dog years. So that's, about a lifetime or whatever. And she thought she was family, but now she just don't really know who Amber is. And Amber was telling her, you know, like, well, when I went to go see your mama was looking rough. And she was like, yeah, she getting surgeries and, you know, she getting her treatments and stuff. She was like, well, you need to stop worrying her. She was like, so she ain't worried about me. She was like, yeah, she is. She said she was worried about me. So I'm like, yeah, girl. Duh. That's why Amber went to go look for you. But anyway, she tells us that she's supposed to be paroling at her mama house. But we had already kind of knew that. But Puppy ain't paroling at her mama house. She paroling at her boyfriend's house. I said, girl, you on TV and you ain't at your parole house. You know you could go back to jail and you on parole for 15 more years. Like, girl, stop. But they start talking about who the dude was to answer the door. She said, oh, that's Eric. That's my boyfriend. Amber, like, well, I thought you dated girls. She was like, no, I dated you. Like, I never said I dated girls. I dated you or whatever. And so she was like, oh, well, how's that going with him? She was like, well, you know, I guess he's my boyfriend and, you know, it's going well, but he got a temper and he really likes to keep me on a short leash. So she was like, well, just be careful with that. You know, he keeping you on a short leash because that's real controlling and stuff. So then she asked about Sammy and Amber said that, you know, she thinks she loves Sammy and that he changed his ways and whatnot. And then Amber brings up the idea of him having a double date. So a double date was Sammy, her, Puppy, and Eric. I said, Lord, this is not gonna go well. So she was like, well, all right. But Amber really want to be had this double date so she can get to see who Eric is or whatever, because she worried about her friend. So Puppy go back home and Eric's standing outside and he like, well, where was you at? She was like, well, I had breakfast with Amber. He was like, well, don't you think you should have told me you was finna have breakfast with your ex, your friend? Like, I don't even know what y'all doing or whatever, because ain't nobody friends with their exes. I ain't friends with my exes, so like, why would you be friends with your exes? She was like, well, we just friends. We known each other for a long time and we missed each other and we wanted to, you know, catch up and stuff. He was like, yeah, the key word is y'all missed each other. So that's telling me a big something. She was like, look, I'm with you. I made a decision to be with you and I'm sticking by that decision or whatever. And like, shit, she breaking her goddamn parole to be with you, sir. Hello. But anyway, she brings up the double date and he like, well, why would we double date? Like, what's the ulterior motive? Like, what she got in store? You know, I don't like surprises and stuff. And so she like, well, it's just me and you and her and Sammy. And then, you know, we just having a double date or whatever. So he like, all right, whatever. But she worried that Amber gonna ask some questions and that's gonna trigger freaking Eric and then Eric gonna blow up and it is gonna be like Hiroshima and all. And look, so I said, girl, you shouldn't even have brought it up because you already know how your friend is. So why would you even put them both in that situation? Like, but whatever. That was pretty much it for them. She went in the house to make that man some breakfast. Brittany and Marcelino, they gonna continue with this storyline, child. But he finally came home. He's still a little upset, but she basically apologizes and say that, you know, she failed to protect her family and then she apologizes for not telling him sooner. He seems to have forgave her because he was like, well, what are we going to do about this ish? And so she said, well, I don't understand why nobody thought to pop up at the house. Like, that was my first thought, like, go to the house, get our stuff or whatever, and, you know, keep it moving. But I don't understand why they didn't figure that out. And she was like, and then we bring Kane in because her name is on the lease. She has the right to be there so that we won't get in trouble because she has her name on the lease or whatever. So he was like, all right, well, I'm down for that. Let's do it. So the next day, the sister come over. She watched the kids or whatever. And Brittany telling her what's going on. Because she was like, girl, I'm going to leave my wallet here with you in case I need you to bail me out. She was like, hell yeah, what you talking about? So then Brittany starts spelling drugs and all this other stuff. But yeah, she was cussing. So I said, well, you going to spell D-R-U-G-S. But you can't, but you cussing in front of children? Okay, girl, make it make sense. But anyway, so the sister like, oh my God, what y'all gonna do? So she tells the sister like, look, we gonna go over there, we gonna get our stuff, we gonna do all this other stuff. So she basically said like the whole sober living house is furnished, like kitchen, everything, security, all this other stuff. It's all fully furnished and whatever. So they gonna go there with a U-Haul and get what they can recoup so they can sell that or whatever. So everything won't be such a flop, even though they can't like snatch the kitchen counters out, the cabinets. I mean, they could, but I mean, not in that short period of time. But at any rate, Marcelino like, all right, let's roll up, let's get the squad. So then they go in their car and stuff. She feeling anxious and nervous, and he like, well, you know, it is what it is. We're gonna get our stuff back. So they meet up with Kane and her boyfriend, and they got the U-Haul truck. She say what the plan gonna be. Her and Brittany gonna walk up to the house. Marcelino and the boyfriend gonna go in the U-Haul truck, you know, get the stuff. The door open. Robert, I guess I don't know what he was doing, child, but the door was already open. So Brittany with her extra ass, Robert, let's go. I said, girl, all you had to do is walk up to the house and go in and not say all that stuff. Because it didn't look like he was right by the door, but the door was open enough where she could have walked in the house and then started all this dialogue. But she did it all outside. So, of course, it gave him time to get to the door, close the door. And he was like, I'm not doing this shit with y'all. I'm just not doing this. Like, this is not what's happening. She like, don't be a punk. Everybody in that house is a punk. Open up the door. She ringing the bells and banging on the door, all this extra stuff. And this man like, I'm not opening up the door. And nothing really happened because that's how they ended the show. Marcelino was basically like, I'm here to try to keep Brittany out of jail because if he opened up the door, she might knock this man out. And so I'm here to kind of calm her down. I can keep myself calm, but I'm here to calm her down or whatever. And Kanan came to the door and was like, well, not to the door, came to the cameras and was like, can y'all just cut all the cameras off? Just back it up and stuff. I said, girl, that's not what the issue is. The issue is Brittany banging on the door, acting like a crazy person. I understand she out of $8,000, but, it's better to catch flies with honey than vinegar. So what's the saying? Y'all know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be sweet to this person and then get your stuff. Like, you can't be all rah and expect this man to open up the door because you being real aggressive right now. And he like, oh hell no, she big, I'm low, I'm high, and she gonna knock my ass out. Like, no. She should have been like, oh hey Robert, what's popping or whatever. Go in the house, girl. Go in the house with Kanan and then start the dialogue. But again, I don't believe the storyline, so whatever. Let's move on. So Stan and Lisa came back. She was all dressed up and stuff like that. And she said she stayed overnight with Rick or whatever. And she did some soul searching in her Bible. And, you know, God forgives people. So, you know, won't she work on people or whatever like that. So she said ultimately she wanted to get married to Stan. So I'm like, okay, girl. So maybe they were just playing it up because to me, it seemed in this episode, it seemed like she wanted to have a relationship with Stan versus playing the field. Like they were showing us that she was playing the field, but for real, it seemed like she wanted to have a relationship with Stan. So he apologized, and she like, what you apologizing for? Do you know what you apologizing for? So he said he apologizes for, you know, entertaining the other girl and whatnot. He said he won't do it no more. And she like, well, what about all these pictures of your exes and stuff? So, child, they did a pan. This man got every ex on his damn wall, on his fireplace, on his everything. I said, Stan, now you doing too much. You don't take that shit there. It's like a little shrine. He's talking about something. Well, I ain't thinking about him. I'm just thinking about all the good times we had and what I did is keep that here or in like a little book that's hidden. Like, why you got it all displayed around the house? So she like, okay, well, let me get pictures of my ex-husbands and put them on the wall. He's like, you know what your point was? I got your point. I'll just take them down. Ain't no issue. Ain't no problem. So, he says that she wanted to go to church to talk to a pastor about their issues and stuff because she ready to be drama free and she want him to be sincere and honest or whatever. So he agrees. He go upstairs and change his outfit because child, he had on some jeans and a sweatshirt. I mean, churches come as you are. God said come as you are. However, I was just like, Stan. So I mean, he could have went there, but she was just like, you go upstairs and change. So he changed and put on something cuter. So they go to the church or whatever. And she says when she was in jail, Stan was all about church. They connected on a spiritual level or whatever. And that's why she had fell for him and whatever. And she said that he had a 30-year plus marriage. So she was hopeful and excited about that. But now that she out, she don't see that same Stan or whatever. And he said that he was Catholic because they were sitting in the church waiting for the pastor to come. And she had said that she never was really that spiritual, but until she met Stan, and that's when she really got spiritual and stuff. So she was thinking about joining that church that they was in. The pastor comes, introduces himself, and he sits down, and then Lisa is like, look, I'm not going to lie to you. I was in jail for a few years or whatever, but we met before jail and we met on this app that will pay you for sex. And he's like, nah, I don't think so. I don't think. She was like, I got the receipt. So he was just like, all right, well, let me shut up. So then the pastor was just like, well, what do you want from her or something like that? And she was like, well, all he wanted is sex. He was like, that's not all I want, you know? I mean, I want to be passionate. I want to be passionate with her. Of course I want to be passionate with her, but we haven't even had any sex. And she like, yeah, because I ain't been giving you nothing. And he like, well, I just want to be passionate. You know, I love her. I love being with her. And she's a happy person. And so Lisa was like, yeah, I was happy, but you make me miserable. He was like, I make you miserable. I mean, and then she started crying and stuff. I said, oh my God. And so she was saying to us, like, Prison Stan was kind, he was sweet, he was spiritual, and like sometimes she just wished that she was back in her prison cell so she could get that Stan that, well, I said now Stan. Now you didn't so hard. Come on now, Stan. Like, you did the switch and bait, like what's the switch? Is it switch and bait? That's what it is. Child, I be trying with these analogies and I be forgetting. But y'all know the bait and switch. That's what it's called. He did the bait and switch. Like, usually it's the person in prison who doing that, but it was Stan on the outside playing her. I said, Stan, now you gotta get it together because this girl is in tears, and it seemed like she really want to be with you. Yeah, the money is nice and that looked good too, but she also seemed like she want to be connected to him in like a mental, spiritual, financial, like it seemed like she really wanted all that. Maybe I fell for it, but I don't know. That's what she was giving me in this episode, y'all. And so the pastor was like, well, the foundation is not solid. Like, what's underneath the foundation is rotten to the core. So y'all gonna have to really figure out what y'all going to do. So she was like, I don't know, because I don't know what I'm going to do. And the pastor was like, well, it seemed like you already figured out what you need to do. And that's basically like, she need to go. Like, you're not happy, you're not safe, you just need to go. Like, if you're not feeling it with him no more, like, girl, bye. And you just gonna have to find somebody else to help take care of you or whatever, because she ain't got no job and Lisa ain't getting no job. So I do still know that she want this man because he got all this money. But like I said, it seemed like she really want to grow with him, but I don't, like, who is me? I don't know, child. Anyway, Sarah and Shawn. Shawn is about the biggest dummy. I say this every time. He's so dumb. It's just so irritating. So we open up where we see Sarah. She at her mama house and stuff, and she really is staying with her mom, and she really do have a 6-year-old daughter. She giving her daughter some little snack or something like that, and she is real emotional because she missed 6 years of her daughter's life or whatever. And she said seeing her daughter grow up through pictures was really devastating for her, and she will never be in that moment again where she has to see her daughter grow up through pictures and whatever. She is always going to be there for her daughter. So then we see Shawn, he's taking a shower, child. I said, like, the camera people did not have to show his blurred out kibbles and bits. Like, we did not need to see all of that, but whatever. And he says that he's still living in Ohio. He live in this big house. It's like a 2-bedroom house. And he lives alone. He came down there to, be with Sarah, but he hasn't seen Sarah since that whole awkward drop off in the parking lot. He said that they text and they call each other, but like she has not came over to see him or nothing like that, child. He said he did get a new job doing like repair work or whatever, but like the reason why he came there is because he wanted to be with Sarah. So she got a friend coming over or whatever. They met in jail, so now they besties and stuff. We see Kelly, she calling Shawn. So he like, well, I talk every day with Kelly because, I'm just here. I'm so lonely and I just don't have anybody to really talk to or anything like that. So yeah, I'm just talking to Kelly every day. So Kelly like, well, how was it going on with your girlfriend Sarah and stuff? And he like, well, like, I haven't seen her. Like, she hasn't been over here or anything. I just haven't seen her and stuff. But, I'm dedicated to her. But I just haven't seen her. So she was like, well, that sounds like the whole thing with Destiny. Like, and he like, well, I don't think so. She like, well, you sending her money? You sending her money? He was like, yeah, I'm sending her money and stuff like that. Like, I mean, like she asked me for money. Like when she calls and stuff, she asked me for money. And so, I sent her like a little bit, like a five to $6,000. I said a little bit. A little bit. That ain't a little bit. $5, $6 is a little bit. 5,000, 6,000. That ain't a little bit. So then we see her. She's talking to her friend dyeing her hair and stuff, and she's just saying like how Shawn need to take things slow and how he moving so fast, and he just sending her money, and she acting like he just sending it to send it because she's saying she ain't asked for none of this stuff, and then she tell the best friend that he done moved down here, and she like, oh wow, that's crazy, and she like, yeah, but I didn't ask her to move down here, but he just moved down here. I said, girl, now I ain't buying your story. Now Shawn may be stupid, but he had to get some kind of idea that y'all was going to be together. I would hope, anyway, that y'all was going to be together. That's why he moved down there, so you could be closer and stuff like that. I don't buy her not asking him for no money, and I don't buy her not suggesting or something that he moved down or be a little closer or whatever. Because where was he at before? Was he in Vegas? No. Was he in Vegas somewhere or something like that? So Ohio and Vegas, that's a real long distance. So somebody had to come up with some kind of idea for him to move closer, for him to have moved closer. I would hope, because if no conversation like that was had, then he dumber than I thought. But anyway, Kelly like $5,000 to $6,000. That's worse than Destiny. Like it's crazy. Like why are you down there, you dumbass, and all stuff like all that other stuff or whatever. So whatchamabob, Sarah, she like, well, he putting these expectations on me and putting all this pressure on me and stuff. And Kelly over there telling Shawn like she probably got a harem of hoes and stuff like that, and you just down there like a big ass dummy. And he like, well, I'm gonna put some pressure on her. I'm gonna just let her know, like, if she doesn't meet me in person, then it's over or whatever. I'm like, boy, bye. So then we see Sarah calling Shawn. So he called her. So he tells us, like, well, I just feel like I'm repeating myself. I feel like I'm just like in this whole different thing. But I mean, it's Sarah, but I feel like I'm just repeating myself with Destiny or whatever like that. So I'm just going to let her know that, that she needs to come see me or it's over. And so he on the phone with her and he like, well, it's cold outside and, I got this big old house and I'm just alone and I just didn't think I was going to be down here like that, And so she like, oh, what you saying? Like, what you trying to say? And she like, well, I ain't asked you to move down here or whatever and stuff. And he was like, yeah, but I just thought it would be different. Like this is not different, whatever. And so she like, well, you just need to take one day at a time and stuff, whatever. And he like, well, is it like another man or something like that? Or are you seeing somebody else? Because like you had that little awkward pickup in the parking lot and you got in this mysterious car. And I don't even know who that was, whatever. She was like, it ain't nobody else. I don't understand why you keep thinking it's somebody else. That was my mama in the car. And I just been focusing on my daughter and stuff. And I just been, trying to get back with my daughter and stuff. But mind you, it's been 2 months since she got out of jail. So she like, I'm just trying to be like in mommy mode and stuff. He was like, well, I mean, I understand that or whatever, but it's just weird that we just always talking on the phone and we haven't met up or anything like that. And like, I understand, like, but I just feel like if you don't meet me, then it's over. Then it's over. And that's how it pretty much ended for them too. I said, Shawn. It's been 2 months since you've been down there. She has not seen you in those 2 months. But yet, you still sending this girl money. You's just dumb. Like, oh, I take back what I said. He is dumb. Like, dumb diddy. Like, child, But anyway, y'all, that was the episode. Y'all let me know what y'all felt about it down there in them comments. Again, if you are not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. And if you ended up liking this recap review, go ahead and hit me with that thumbs up button along with the share button. All right, y'all. Until next time. Peace.